Thanks for the confirmation. Okay, guys. Okay. Hope you are able to see my screen, right? Just give
Yes,
hi.
yes, sir,
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks. Okay, guys. Just recap yesterday's class what we discussed. Okay, and then we will go to the next session. Okay. Okay. In the yesterday class, we discussed main thing about the DBMS and RDBMS and SQL Server. What it is SQL Server and what we are going to learn the SQL concepts. Okay. So first thing DBMS. I said in the yesterday class DBMS it is a software which is used to manage the data or information. Okay. So and to manage in the sense okay we are managing the data by using like querying by using the SQL language like to create a table or we are reading the data, we are creating the data, we are creating the structure of the table, okay, or we are doing any manipulations like to changing record, okay, to updating the record, to doing any kind of managing, okay, like whatever it like storage kind of, or we are doing any kind of the deleting operations or truncating operations, dropping the table, okay, any kind of thing. So those will comes under the manage, okay. So next we are doing the RDBMS, okay, Relational Database Management System. RDBMS is also one of the DBMS, but it store the data in the form of tables. Okay, so everything in the SQL Server, okay, or in the upcoming classes also, we are using mainly on the tables data only. Okay, because SQL Server is a one of the RDBMS, right? So that's why. And to connect to the RDBMS and the user, okay, we are in between, we are going to learn the SQL language. Okay, SQL is nothing but a either SQL or pronunciation we will call it as a SQL as okay. Hello, I lost the host. Okay, sorry guys, let me share it again. Lalita, can you make me host? Yes, I have to share my screen. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys. So we are discussing about the SQL, right? Okay. So SQL stands for Structured Query Language, which is useful to connect to the database or managing the database. Okay. So we are writing any query, okay, in the form of SQLs queries to manage the data, to store the data, anything. Okay. We are writing any query that is related to the SQL. Okay. We will call it as, and in olden days, okay, people call it as a SQL also. Okay, either SQL or SQL. Both are pronunciation are similar. Okay, doing the operations, that is a language just okay name. Some people in the organization call it as SQL. Some people will call it as SQL. Don't be confused about that. Okay, if the interviewer has also asked like what is the experience in a SQL or what is the experience in SQL. Okay, don't confuse about that. Okay, so both are the same words, but just pronunciation is different. Okay, so SQL is a language which is helps to connect to the user and the database. Okay, because database contains lots of information, right? Lots of the data. Okay, like some crores of the data. Okay, like as an example in the yesterday class I said library contains some lakhs of the books. Okay, but we don't know to identify particular subject type of the book. Okay, to identify easily, okay, we have their guidance, right? They are like administrators. We have like you can librarian we can call it as, but here we will call it as either tables or databases. Okay, different databases, different schemas. Under that we are different tables. Okay, that we will later we will discuss those concepts. Okay, so this is about the SQL concepts. Under SQL, we have the statements like yesterday we discussed about DQL statements, data query language, that is select query. Okay, we discussed how we have to fetch the data from any table. Okay, by using the select command. Next, we have the DDL, very important, like to create any table. Okay, or any structure of the table to create any database or to rename the data, okay, any kind of table information we want to do, manipulation kind of changes in the tables, everything we will going to do with the DDL commands, okay. DDL itself is called as data definition language, okay. In the name itself, if you see, we are defining the table, how it going to create the structure of the table mainly, okay. Next, we are mostly doing the manipulation changes also in the databases. So those are data manipulation language, okay. Like we want to update any record in the database, okay. We want to delete particular record. For example, in an organization, some employee leaving the organization, okay. We want to delete he or his particular record from the database. So how we are going to delete a particular record, okay. How we are dropping a particular record, okay, entirely, okay. What is the difference between delete, drop and truncate also, okay. We will discuss those commands in the later classes also, okay. So DML commands which will useful in the column based, okay. Column based any manipulations we want to do, we are going to learn in the DML statements, okay. So next we have TCL, okay, transaction query languages, okay. So that we have commit, save point, rollback, okay. That I said how we are saving the data, okay. First we created some data and we are inserting some data, how we are going to save those records, okay. We will learn those concepts under the TCL, transaction control language, okay. Next we have the DCL, data control language. This comes under the administrator, SQL administrator, okay. So like how you can grant the access to any other SQL developers, okay. For example, you are already working in organization from last 4 months as a SQL developer or any administrator, okay, but you want to give any permissions to the new user, okay. For example, I joined as a new employee to the organization, I don't have access to the database particular, how we have to create those roles, okay. So those kind of things, how we have to give few permissions only, okay. So to go and the user see their data or not, okay. So those kind of controlling everything we are going to learn in the DCL commands, okay. So these are the 5 important things under SQL we are going to learn, okay. As I said, these SQL concepts we will call it as a non-procedural, okay. If you know basic English, we can understand everyone, okay. Like by using, as I said, from select, okay, and from which table, okay, and we want to identify particular record through using where command, okay, like that, okay. Everything we are going to learn in the upcoming classes, don't worry guys, okay. Just I'm telling you just brief about this, okay. So SQL is nothing but a non-procedural language, and we have in the SQL server the main thing, advanced concepts we are going to learn, that is t-sql concepts, that is procedural language, as I said. And in the under procedural languages, we are going to learn the advanced concepts like how to create the procedures, okay. As I said, procedures, indexes, functions, triggers, cursors, and error handlings also, okay. So those are the main concepts we are going to learn, okay. Now in the yesterday class we discussed all about the things, right? So now I'm going to show you how we want to download this SSMS software, guys, okay. So once if you go to the Google or Chrome anything, you can just search like a SSMS download, okay. Once if you open this command, you can able to see this kind of window, okay. SQL Server on Azure, SQL Server at the edge, SQL Server on premises, okay, and or download a free specialized edition, okay. We have developer edition and expression edition, guys, okay. As a developer, okay, I or any most of the developers would prefer to download the developer version, okay. You just click on this developer version, okay. So expression version and developer version, there is a both a few differences. Both are the whatever we have the feature wise or we have the components wise, okay, everything is similar, but there will be a small differences we have in the expression edition. If you see here, okay, this will suit for any desktop version, or we have Mac, okay, Linux, okay, those kind of things, right? So that is lightweight, okay, we can use anywhere in that. Developer version, it's like a non-production environments, okay. Mostly like we have Windows, okay. Everybody, I hope we are using the Windows mostly, right? Mac is speed is high, but cost wise it is very high cost. So that's why, okay. So developer version I would recommend. So once if you download the SQL server, in tomorrow class I will step by step clearly show you how to install the SSMS, okay. And to after downloading that, how you can see that icon, okay. Once if you go to the start button and you can search like SSMS. SSMS stands for SQL Server Management Studio. S for first S SQL, S SQL Server Management, M stand for last S stands for Studio. Okay, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so if you see here, you can open that. So for the first time, whenever it is opening, it will take just 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so once if you are habitual of to opening that, okay, you will get to know. Okay, so once if you open it, you can write any queries, okay, to create the database, to create the tables, okay, to want to do managing any database. Okay, so we can use the SQL Server Management Studio. So as you go guys, this was developed by Microsoft, okay. Oracle was developed by PLSQL, that we will, Oracle database also, I will show you how you can write the queries there also. Whatever your preference, okay, either Microsoft SQL Server or Oracle, okay, but the SQL queries are similar, okay. So now, once if you open the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, for the first time, it will show you one pop-up here like this is connected to server, okay. Server details everything I like explain you later, okay, because now if I tell you also you won't understand that clearly, but once if you habitual of creating the database, creating the tables, and okay, so in the middle I'll tell you what is the server, okay. See, just as a real time world I'll tell you, we have YouTube, right? Okay, just I'm giving one example, YouTube, okay. So just first take an example. You have one mobile. Okay, while purchasing a mobile, you will see some storage, right? Okay, I want to buy a 256 GB of the RAM. Okay, the memory storage. Okay, 6 GB RAM. Okay, some configurations you will do. Why? Whenever you take any photos, any files, any videos, we require some storage to keep the data, right? So same way in any organization, okay, to maintain any particular file format of the data or any kind of the data, okay, they will purchase some big storages, that is called that they will maintain the servers, okay, to computation purpose everything, because we have our own local laptop, okay. Laptop is also some storage we have, right? 1 terabyte or something, okay, whatever the configurations, okay, and the processing speed also we will check everything, okay. So those kind of thing organizations require some bulk time, okay. So to maintain that, they will purchase now. For example, take an example, Microsoft, okay. Microsoft data center. You heard some word, right? Data centers also, okay. So to maintain those servers and to take the backups also. For example, in the news latest we saw crash happened in the Microsoft level. All Windows are not working, right? Windows 10 versions, whoever using. So that kind of happens also. They solved in a within 1 day or within I think hours only. How they have their own backups, okay. So otherwise everybody will lose the data, right? Whoever storing the data in a laptops, their personal laptop or in any organizational laptops also, okay. So always that's why we want to take the backup also. For that, organization will maintain their own servers, okay. So that server having their own other data backup in somewhere else. For example, in India, okay, in India, Microsoft maintaining their data centers in Hyderabad one way and one more in Pune, for example. Okay, if Hyderabad data center fails or some fires accident something happened, okay, but we required the data, right, to make that, okay. So those backup they will definitely enable another backup that is in Pune, okay. If Pune also will crack, okay, they will maintain other one in Mumbai. So like that, okay, they will maintain their own data centers. Okay, that we don't bother about this. Just I'm telling you why we want to connect to the server before. Okay, so to connect to those server, we need some authentications. Authentications in the sense permissions we are asking. Okay, so I am a new joiner in the organization. If I want to particular database, I require some permissions. Okay, because there will be some firewall setups is there. Without that firewall setup permission access, we can't able to access the data. Okay, because that is security. Okay, so here if you see authentication type, Windows authentication, right? Okay, that's server. Okay, but if you join any organization, you have to ask, or the KT person, whoever giving to the KT, they will give you the server name credentials to you. Okay, so those don't. As of now, I'm creating own server in my desktop. This is my desktop name. Okay, as of now, I'm using whatever the laptop name, that is the server name. Okay, once if you join any company or organization, they will provide you the server names and the authentication type also, they will provide you the credentials. Okay, if don't provide you, you have to ask them what will be the server name and what will be the authentication we are using. Okay, as of now I'm using Windows authentication because I'm maintaining everything, server everything details in my local PC only. Okay, so some cases we can use SQL Server authentication, that we will discuss in the later classes. Okay, but as of now I am using the Windows authentication, so just I will click on the connect. So once if I click on the connect, if you see there is a window here that is called it as Object Explorer. Okay, this we will call it as a Object Explorer, guys. Okay, so once if you see here, it will show you, okay, what is the server name in the header. If you see database icon, if you see here, it is a cylindrical format, it will show you, guys. Okay, cylindrical format in the sense what it is a database. Okay, so if you see here under this, there is a server name. Okay, what is that? My desktop name. Okay, whatever the name provided administrator in organizations are, here I am using my local desktop, so that's it is automatically picked this. Okay, so under this, automatically it will create databases, security, server objects, replication, management. Okay, if you see all these components by default, whenever you connect to any server, it will create it. Okay, by Microsoft only. Okay, so once if you see this, there will be a plus icon. Okay, if you see here expand icon here, if you see minus. Okay, minus in the sense it is a expand, and if you want to close this, you can just click on this. Okay, so everything will be in a hidden now. Okay, next you want to expand those concepts, you just expand this. Okay, so again if you see the databases, security guys, this I will show you in the upcoming classes. As I said, we can learn some administrative kind of the work also, how we have to give the roles, how we have to give the permissions to the new users. Okay, all the logins, server roles, credentials. Okay, so roles in the sense we have viewer, edit, okay, admin kind of the roles we have. Okay, how to create a role and everything we, in the upcoming classes we are going to learn. Don't worry about these security concepts. Okay, first we are focusing on the how to create a database, how to create a table setup. Okay, so if you see expand in the database option, okay, you can see by default system databases. Okay, so under system, adventure work, customer, these are my own databases, I have created it. Okay, but for the first time whenever you are downloaded the SSMS, you can able to see only the system databases, guys. Okay, so I will in the next class I will explain you what is system databases, and under what system databases we have master, model, MSDB, tempdb. Okay, temporary databases. What is these for and what is the uses of this? Okay, we are going to learn in the next class. Okay, so in some interviewer will ask what is the difference between system database and user defined databases. User defined means whatever we are going to create the databases. Okay, so under system databases, can you name the four databases, system databases, and what is the use of tempdb? Okay, we have to know about these concepts. In the some interviewer will ask these type of questions also. Okay, what is the difference between system databases under what we have? Okay, so master, model, MSDB, and tempdb. And under tempdb, if you expand again, any databases once created, you can see these options: tables, temporary tables, views, synonyms, programmability, service broker, storage, security. Every database have their own security, guys. Okay, so under this security also we have the some properties, like as I said, roles, users. Whenever, for example, as I said, I joined as a new company, I want temp database access, okay, to see the tables in under the temporary database. So definitely I require the permission to come here. Okay, whoever the admin, they can only able to give access to me only. Okay, that part I'll tell you in the later how we can create a role also. Okay, so next under tempdb, you see the option called tables. Okay, so if you expand this tables option, there will be a system tables. Again, if you expand this, we don't have anything. Okay, why? These are under the system databases. But if you come to AdventureWorks, this is my own, I have downloaded this DB. Okay, so if you expand this, there will be a tables. So see here, there will be a lot of tables under AdventureWorks database. Okay, so these all data tables under database. Okay, we have to manage each and every table. Okay, so in real time company or any organization also we have like this lots of the tables. Okay, so and giving the naming convention also very important while creating the table. Okay, so that if any new person also adding, or when new person also comes and to understand the table name, they have to understand. Okay, so whenever you see human resources dot employee, whenever we are the first time seeing, we understand like, okay, this table contains some employee information, right? We understand something. So that way we have to give the naming conventions also. Okay, you see here human resources and department, so this table contains some department information. Again, under this table, what are the columns are there you want to see, you have to expand this again. Okay, see here what are the columns we have, what are the keys we have, constraints, triggers, indexes, statistics. We have these properties under this table. Okay, so everything we are going to see in the under table. Okay, and how many columns we have under human resource department. Okay, you can expand the columns. These are the 4 columns are in my department table. Okay, department ID, name, group name, and modified date. Okay, so now we can able to see only the structure of the table here, like human resources of the department. Under this department, how many columns? 4 only. But whenever we want to see some kind of data inside that, okay, what we have to do, as I said, if you see here icon here, if you see new query, you can click on this. So whenever you click on the new query, okay, it will open a one blank white space. Okay, here this we will call it as a query window. Like, oh, you want to write some queries, right? So here you can write any kind of query. Okay, and to execute this query, we have option. If you see here, this we will call it as a execute. Okay, there will be a shortcut key as also I can show you. Okay, so F5 if you press, automatically it will execute. Okay, and one more thing, for example, we are not connected any DB. For example, I am disconnecting this DB. Okay, now I want to connect to that server again. So what we have to do, there is a option called connect here. You have to click on that connect. Again, there is a option called database engine. Okay, analysis services. These we will discuss in the upcoming classes. But now I'm going to connect to the DB. So database engine I'm going to click on. See now, whenever first time you open also, this same pop-up will show you. Okay, same way it is connected. So just click on connect. So automatically same format, whatever we see in the view databases. Under databases again, what are the databases? See, AdventureWorks means again tables we can expand. Now I want to see some data under department. Okay, how we can see? So we can write some query. One more thing, observe here. Select, observe here. Select star from which table? So directly you can write it here. Human resources dot. Okay, there will be a shortcut you can press here, department table, or you can directly drag and drop this table over. Okay, two ways we can fetch the table name here. Okay, so just select this query, execute, you can able to see the data. See, now there will be a 4 columns: department ID, department name, group name, modified date. Okay, and you can see in the down section how many rows we have the data. There will be 16 rows of the data, but this is a very small table. In real-time scenarios we will get some crores of the data. Okay, so this is the one of the table we have. Okay, now just observe here, to execute this query under which database, that is AdventureWorks. But if I run this query in another DB, like customers, for example, customer DB, I want to execute this table. What kind of error it will come? Show. See, invalid object name, that is human resources dot department. Because whenever writing a query from which table, you have to always select the which database. Okay, because my human resources dot department table present in the AdventureWorks DB only. So then only you will get the proper output. Okay, so this is in most of the companies in organization, whoever joined freshers also, I used to see these mistakes. Okay, that's why I'm telling you guys, whenever writing any query, you have to, by default, sometimes whenever you open first time the SSMS Studio, it will take by default any one of the DB, but you have to make sure before running which DB it is. Okay, otherwise you will get some error. That error, invalid object name, I have shown you. Okay, that kind of information comes, you have to go and change this. Okay, then again, what is that error? You don't confuse about that. Okay, invalid object name, something comes, you have to be, first thing you have to check what is the DB name. Then, is there any mistake in my table name? Okay, the naming convention also should be same. Okay, whatever here read. So to overcome that, always drag and drop. That would be the easy for you also. Okay, so this is the in real time also what we used to do. Okay, instead of writing everything and all. Okay, because if you write human resources department, it will take some seconds, right? Time. So instead of that, you can just drag and drop it. So it will be accurate and it will run the successfully within seconds as well. Okay, so that's easy it is. Okay, so what we learned now, make sure whenever any query executing, always you have to check which database it is selected. Okay, so if you see, for example, in customers DB, we have tables, employee, okay, or engineering, something like. Okay, otherwise student table we have. So I want to run this query in the same window. Okay, just how we can select star in the sense what? All. I will tell you this every command, what is select, what is star, what is from. Okay, everything we can learn in the upcoming classes. Don't worry guys. I'm just giving the basic idea what we are going to check in the initial stage. Okay, so if you join any organization also, this you have to make sure how many databases we have. Okay, and what will be the dev production in real time. I'm telling you, in real time we will maintain everything in a development kind of work and the production kind of work also. Okay, so make sure everything, as a developer we can do any operation in development. Okay, because if we lost some data, some table also okay, but production data is very crucial. Before doing any operation in production, make sure one or more time you have to confirm. Okay, so that you will get to know in upcoming classes. I'll tell you the steps. Okay, before doing any operation in the production, you have to make sure all the things are fine. because once if you lost the data in the production without backup, you can't get. So I'll tell you how to take the backup of any table, any data. Okay, in the next class I'll tell you how to take back, because backup will make you very content if you want to do any operation, you want to trial, or you want to something miss, right? Sometimes because we are humans, we used to do some mistakes. Okay, so those mistakes by mistakenly done, okay, what we have to ready to get those back again. So that's kind of, we have to always make sure the backup of any table. Okay, you whenever you are performing any task. Okay, so that way it will give you confidence to you. Okay, if we lost the data also, we have the backup. So that way, but we should not do like that. Okay, because that will cost to the business, right? So that's, so before in that only we have to perform some operations in the creating some DBs, tables, performing some queries, everything you have to be hands-on. So then only you will get some confident. Okay, so any doing in the production environment kind of the queries. Okay, so next, see, whenever I'm executing, it is showing some error. So it itself only here it is showing invalid in object name db.string. Why this error? Anyone guys tell me why this error is coming? Guys, hello.
I think we should select database, right? Proper database.
Yes, that respective database is not selected. Okay, so what is the respective customer? How to identify this respective database? If you see student, and this comes under what is this? Customers. Okay, so that's why that is the error it is showing. So just select and execute it. See, now the output came. So this way we have to check. Okay, so whenever you want to executing the query, make sure you have to check the DB. And one more thing, for example, you want to run without selecting here means, okay, you have to write a query like use. There will be a command use which DB. Okay, you are running that. Okay, there will be a customers, right? So use customers this query to run this query. So this way also, one more way, use particular database whenever running this query. Okay, so because for example we are in the, for example, other DB. Okay, other DB selected that environment. Now you want to perform customers DB operation inside the Adventure. So what you have to do, you have to use this command, use customers other database. This is other database, right? So other database also, other database queries also we want to run in another DB. So what we use command we will use. Okay, so use particular database whenever writing any query. So this will give you the output. See, I have selected other DB also. See, it is giving same output. Any doubts guys up to here? So once opening the SSMS window, you can able to see the Object Explorer window here. This is the main area, like where we can see all the tables, all the DBs present. Okay, and how we can check the all the tables under present in the DB. Okay, and one more thing. For example, you may lose this window, object window. Okay, see by clicking this. So we lost this. How we have to get back? Okay, there is a function called F8. We have function keys, right? F8. So you can press automatically, it will come. Okay, F8 function. Note it down, guys. F8 function for the shortcut for to open the Object Explorer. Or we have the option called View. There will be a option called here. If you see first option, Object Explorer. Okay, let me cancel this. Go and again open. Okay, so this way we can get it, this Object Explorer command. Okay, so you have one doubt. Only one window will open for the to write a query? No, you can open multiple queries. You can click on the new query again. See, and a new notepad type. You can just take an example notepad. Okay, this is the one notepad kind. See, whatever the previous one opened, we want to see how you can check. You can check in the previous one, and how you can name it also. You can rename this also. You can double click on that. You can rename it also. Okay. So this way we can choose that. And one more thing, whenever you want to open new window, there is a shortcut also, Control plus N. So it will open a new window. Shortcut keys, Control plus N. You can press it, there will be a new window will be open. Okay, so that will be the new query window. Okay, so next again expand it. And I will tell you some shortcuts for the tables also. Okay, how we can see the table data, table structure. Okay, for example, we have employee DB under student table. Okay, I want to add some column. Okay, for example, my student table contains how many? 3 columns only. Okay, but I want to add another column, or I want to see the properties of the table. First thing, you can right click on the table. There will be a properties here. If you see, just click on that. So if you see, here we have all the properties regarding the employee table. Okay, so see here database employee DB, wherever the user server located, and created date. If you see, when this table was created, all the properties we can check. Okay, in the real time also like that. Okay, and what will be the schema? I will tell you in the later classes how the schemas will be useful in organizations. Okay, so and permissions. So as I said, you want to add a role, users are roles if you see, and we want to give data access permission to the other users or other roles. Okay, so how we have to create those roles and everything we can do here. Okay, next change tracking. Okay, everything storage. So you can change the storage, extended properties. Okay, everything we are going to learn in the upcoming classes. Okay, so this way we can check the properties of the table also. Okay, so this is the one thing. And you want to see the structure of the table. Okay, for example, I want to drop the table. I mean, I want to delete the table. Okay, so how, instead of writing the big query like drop table, table name, okay, other such properties, okay, every time you want to, instead of writing, there will be some shortcut ways how you can write the queries. Okay, so this way you can drop the table. Once if you drop the table, you can't get back the table. So before dropping, you have to take the backup of it. So how to take that backup? Okay, before deleting the table. Okay, so that kind of things we can learn in the upcoming classes. Okay, because backup will make a more what we can, for example, you want to drop some table, student table I don't require because it is taking some most of the space. Okay, so you want to delete the table, but if you want to delete the table, make sure, okay, all the, wherever using all the tables, it should not dependent on this table. Okay, that how we can check that. Okay, independent tables how we can check, and those are useful to the business or not, because that storage will impact it. Example, in a Gmail, okay, we have a lot of mails used to get, but those are, some are wanted, some are unwanted, right? So unwanted data, it's not required because that consumes our space. Okay, so that will impact to the, to whenever new mails comes, that won't appear to us, right? So that way it lost the business also the cost, because in bulk organizations, they will purchase that bulk amount, right? They will use to purchase the servers, to maintain the servers, to making the administration work, everything. They are making some budget to them, right? So to save that budget, okay, we want to make sure creating any table, make sure always what will be the data type of that will also make impact to the creating a table. Okay, to save the data. Okay, so these are the main components before creating the table. What are the steps we have to make sure? Okay, and before dropping the table, we have taken the backup or something. Okay, For example, you deleted some table, okay, but you are not taking backup also, okay, but is there other way also I can get back the table? We have to understand those concepts also, okay. So everything we will understand in the upcoming classes, guys, okay. So that's all about today class. Any queries?
Sirisha, I want to check with you, like, when we are going to
Yeah.
start live this Monday, mostly
Sorry.
Monday, right? So these are like in a demo classes, right? Up to
Yes,
this weekend.
up to today, these are the demo classes. Actual classes will start from tomorrow onwards, okay. So this link will be expired today, okay. Actual work link will be sending by tomorrow, whoever paid the amount, okay. So my administrator will give that link, okay. So maybe today only this is the last link, okay, for the demo classes, okay. So from tomorrow onwards the actual classes will start, okay. So whoever get the information, I hope you got the information from our administrator Lalita, okay. So if you not get information, ping her and ask her the latest link for tomorrow class, okay. This link will expire because this is the demo link, okay. Any questions, guys? Feel free if you want to ask, but one thing I can assure you guys, if you want to join or it's your interest, okay, I'm not forcing anybody, but one thing, okay, but whenever you are learning, practice would be the your thing, okay, because without practice also it won't understand for you also if I'm telling now, okay, but after completing the class immediately you have to start practicing, okay. You have to download, you have to see the multiple ways how the query is executing, how it is taking time, how to take backup, everything, okay. So practice makes man's perfect, as everybody knows, but we have to practice each and every component. Sometimes what we did, okay, this is simple only, simple query only, is it need to execute? No, because in interviews sometimes they will ask some simple questions also, because whenever I used to take interviews I will ask them very simple joins questions like there will be a table contains values 1100 null values, and so how it is handling the join in the join null value, some people don't know, because they will ignore just like it is a null only, so it will come blank. No, so null is also one type of how it's handling the data, okay. So everything zero, everything is also we have to understand how it is performing, how it is taking in left join, in right join, okay. So in interviewer, everybody, I hope if anybody attend the interview, they may face this kind of interview questions also, right, okay. They will, because we have to give some scenario, so then you are capable to answer any type of questions, okay. So that means you have to be practice, then only you will understand. See now, we understood invalid object, how we understand, until unless we are executing that particular query we don't know, right, that kind of error will come or no, okay. Sometimes interview also ask this kind of error will come, so then how will you handle this such kind of situations, they will ask you, okay. So everything type of questions, okay, you have to be practice, okay, then only you are able to answer in the interview process, okay. So if you are experienced, if you are a fresher, whatever it may be, guys, okay, in the interviewer first they will start from the basics to advanced level, okay, because without basic no one is understand how much you are capable to the that particular role, right. If you know the from base to stunts, because if you see, if you are building any house, base should be the important, right. So same way, if your basics are fine, advance if you know few concepts also, no problem, okay. They won't care about it, okay. You can say I will learn under the new concepts are maybe coming, I will learn, okay. But if you are comfortable or you are very good strong in the basics, then they will okay with that, okay. Because every interviewer also will think like you don't need to 100% answer all the questions, right, okay. Some questions, if we are humans, we may forget that concept because we learned 1 year back, because we are learned in 2 years back somewhere, okay. But we have to be ready to learn, okay, in the IT industry, that what we are, okay. Hope you understood right, guys. If you have any questions, please ask me. Okay, guys,
No
then we'll catch up tomorrow, class. Any questions?
No. Very
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Then we'll wind up the session. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.